This is JC Rock and Metal Reviews here for another album ranking here with Dragonfire. And we're doing something a little different because we have two bands that we combined into one. There are two bands that were around the same time. They were both popular in the 80s. And they are Quiet Riot and Twisted Sister. So the way we're doing it is Twisted Sister have five studio albums. I know they have a few more, like a Christmas album, but and a remake, but we're not including any of those. So we're doing the five Twisted Sister albums and the first six by Quiet Riot, which will be the two Japanese ones, and then the four that came afterwards that were released in the 80s. So it's going to be worst to best from 11 to 1. I have my guest Dragonfire, and I know he's a fan. And I'll let you go first if you want to say a few words, or if you want to just jump right into your number 11.
Yeah, I guess for me, both of these bands I probably saw on MTV, and that's how I was introduced to them. And
Yeah.
of course, the music videos for I Wanna Rock and We're Not Gonna Take It by Twisted Sister are iconic, as well as I would say the Mental Health music video for Quiet Riot, and that's probably how I was introduced to both of these bands.
Yeah.
Um, Yeah, I do love both of these bands. All right, my number 11 is going to be Quiet Riot, the original Quiet Riot from 1978. And this one for me, I found really interesting. A while back, I decided to go ahead and order the two um, albums that came out in 1978. Um, from the band originally before they broke up and reformed. But originally, their record label only released their stuff in Japan to see if they could find an audience over there. Um, but yeah, I went ahead and ordered these two online just because I wanted to. Oh, that's actually quite right too. I'm holding up the wrong one. Here's quite right
Oh
one.
yeah, yeah. I
Yeah.
thought it was actually a double. Yeah,
Yeah.
that one.
But yeah, here's the original quite right. But yeah, this one to me is their most 70s sounding, and I'm honestly just a bigger fan of the 80s than I am the 70s, but you definitely hear the 70s on this. And it's really interesting. Of course, you have Randy Rhoads before he would go on to be in Ozzy Osbourne's band. Um, but um, Yeah, I think what holds this one back for me is just the fact that it is um their 70s sounding stuff. Now, this one is like a special edition that has some bonus tracks, but I'm trying to judge it based only on I believe it's the 10 original tracks that were originally on the album before they added the bonus material. Um but yeah, this one yeah, it's just a little bit too 70s for me, and that's why I have it as my number 11, but I still do enjoy it.
All right. Yeah, nice. Sounds good. Okay. Yeah. So my number 11 is going to be Quiet Riot, which is called QR. Sometimes it's called Quiet Riot. Sometimes some people call it Quiet Riot 4. But anyway, this was after Kevin DuBrow was fired. So I think it's like one of the few albums from the early days without Kevin DuBrow. I think it came back later. But this one has the vocalist, he was a rough cut vocalist, Paul Shortino. So in theory, I mean, it should have worked because that has Paul Shortino, Carlos Calavo, Sean McNabb, Frankie Banali. So a pretty good lineup, but I think it just didn't. I don't know. It just like didn't really do much for me. It just kind of like the songs were not memorable. I think that's really the problem. I think, and a lot of I don't know. I mean, it has that like party rock. It sounds like hair metal, which was pretty good. I mean, so some of it sounded pretty good. I know some of it sounds like a little more like classic rock. I know this has been compared to bands like White Snake and Rainbow, which I like, but I think this one just lacks the memorable songs, and I think that's the only reason why I have it at number 11. So yeah, so that's my number 11. It's going to be I'll call it Quiet Right for
Okay.
that album. Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
I know the album titles are a little confusing with Quiet Riot sometimes.
Yeah,
Yeah.
no, yeah, definitely. Yeah. Yeah.
All right. I'm gonna go with my number 10, and honestly, the next several here are almost tied for me. But I had to put it somewhere. So my number 10 is gonna be Twisted Sister's "Love Is for Suckers,"
Yeah.
and this one here, there's not really any songs that stand out for me. However, I I do enjoy the album. It's just kind of it's good background music. Um, but yeah, it's a really good 80s Twisted Sister. I believe this is their final one before the
Yeah.
band broke up, and then eventually they would get back together. But um, yeah, 1987. And this is a fun album and I do enjoy it, but it's just probably on the lower end for me. So Love Is for Suckers, Twisted Sister, 1987. That's my number 10.
All right, nice. Okay, so yeah, we have actually a match here. I also have Lovers for Suckers, but I think I have some different comments that you're going to make because I really like the first song, "Wake Up Sleeping Giant." That's possibly like one of my like top, might even be a top 10 Twisted Sister song for me. But after that, I don't really like much else of the album. I've always like hated it, but I listened to it again in preparation, and I kind of liked it like a little more. I think the first, like the two songs after it, "Hot Love" and "Love's for Suckers," which is a cover song by the way, are okay. But then after that, there's really nothing I like on the album. And I think there's all this album. I think it was meant to be a Dee Snider solo album, first of all, and I think they went in too much of a glam metal direction, and Twisted Sister has always been more of heavier, like a heavy metal band, something more along the lines of like an Alice Cooper. So I think this one is not good for that reason, but I do like the first song or the first like two or three songs. So that's it. That's why I have this here, and that's my number 10. Yeah.
All right. My number 9 is going to be Come Out and Play from Twisted Sister.
Mhm.
And I do like this one. Um, but again, it didn't stand out. Um, it, it's it's a good rocking album. Twisted Sister has this weird thing where they kind of I don't know, it's very raw sounding. A lot of their albums are very raw sounding, and um, I like it when they find a better balance between the raw sound and the polished sound.
Yeah.
So this one's probably just a little bit too raw for me, but I still enjoy it. I still I still enjoy Come Out and Play. But yeah, again, it's basically some of the my 10 through say 6 or whatever are kind of kind of almost tied for me, but that's one I chose for number 9. Oh,
All right. Nice. Okay, so my number 9 is going to be Quiet Riot 3. This was the follow up to Condition Critical. I think it's a good album. Like they had a hit which was The Wild and the Young, which is a pretty good song, and the rest of the songs are okay, but like not super memorable. But I like the fact that it does kind of sound like almost like a White Snake, Deep Purple type of sound. I know they're using a lot of keyboard, but it still has that heavy metal sound. So I like that aspect of it. And it's very melodic. It's hard rock. It's more of like an AOR album. But again, it's just not like I don't think like the songs are here as with the other. They're going to be like two other Quiet Riot albums, which are going to rank very high for me. But this one, it, it it just like doesn't have a lot of memorable stuff. I think mostly the Wild and the Young. That's like the only one I remember. So yeah, so that's for that reason I have it at number nine, which is gonna be QR3. Yeah, Quiet Riot 3. Yeah.
Okay, cool. All right, my number 8 is gonna be Quiet Riot 2. Um, their second album from 1978. They put out 2 albums in Japan in 1978,
Yeah.
and um, uh, I like Slick Black Cadillac, which they would later redo. I also like Drive Me Crazy. Um, those are probably my 2 favorite songs on the album, are the first 2. But the thing that really elevates this one above the ones I have lower, and especially above the original Quiet Riot or Quiet Riot 1, whatever you want to call it, the reason this one is elevated is because on this one, I hear the direction that they're going. Like, I hear what they would do in the 80s, even though this is still 78 and they have a big gap. The band breaks up and then reforms in Los Angeles um, in the early 80s. But I can still hear on this album, to me, where their sound is headed and what their first couple of albums in the 80s would sound like, their 83 and 84 albums. To me, they're already headed in that direction a lot more than the debut on the second album. So that's why I like Quiet Riot too, because I can hear where they're going, and I really enjoy that. So yeah, Quiet Riot 2 is my number 8.
All right. Nice. Okay, so my number eight is gonna be when you mentioned Twisted Sister come out and play. Now this is a follow-up to Stay Hungry. It came out a year later, and I think it's just a big step down from Stay Hungry because it's they didn't they didn't really make like some of the greatest like decisions because the first single was Leader of the Pack. That's a cover song. Now, if you know about the history, they've been playing Leader of the Pack like for years. Like this was one of the songs that they were playing since the beginning, and I think this single didn't really do well. So I think that was not really a good decision. They released Come Out and Play, the title track, which I like because it kind of starts off with that nod to the movie The Warriors. So that's a decent song. That's a pretty good song. And then the third single, Be Cruel to Your School. It has Alice Cooper. So I think Alice Cooper and Twisted Sisters, I mean, that's a great like combination. But I think like the song, I don't like it that much. It's I don't know, it sounds too much like a rock song. I think if you can have Alice Cooper, you should try to make a song that sounds like a little darker, even though like the music video supposedly was banned on MTV because it had like zombies and stuff. It's something you should look up on YouTube. It's pretty cool.
Okay,
But I think I don't know if you've ever seen it, but anyway,
I haven't. No.
the yeah the but I think like the best songs are the ones that aren't really singles. You Want What We Got, that's a good song. I Believe in Rock and Roll, maybe the best song. I Believe in You, that's a power ballad that probably should have been a single, and it wasn't. Looking Out for Number One, I like that song, but again, I mean, it's kind of like a disappointing follow up to Stay Hungry because that's a really good album, and that one is going to be ranking a lot higher for me. So that's it. That's my number eight. Yeah.
Hey, with Leader of the Pack, I want to ask you, have you ever heard the version by the way, I want to like this song more than I do. I don't really like the song Leader of the Pack. I kind of want to like it for some reasons, but it never really hits home for me. But have you ever heard the version sung by Hawk Hogan?
No.
Um, yeah, there's a version sung by Hawk Hogan where Green Jelly actually is his backup band. And they never put it on one of their albums. They released it as a single though. Green Jelly and Hawk Hogan. But
All right, that sounds
anyway,
great.
fun fact about
Yeah,
that one.
but
Anyway.
I don't know. Like the
Okay.
thing with this Leader of the Pack, it was originally by the Shangri-Las, and that's like an old girl group, and I think it's the type of song. I think it sounds better like as like sung by women. Like it's kind of it just sounds better. It sounds weird to have like these guys with these like thick New York accents like singing back and forth this song. That's why I don't like it that much. But anyway, okay, I'll let you move on. Hmm.
All right. My number 7. My number 7 is gonna be QR. Um, yeah, this is an interesting. You can definitely tell that they're adjusting to a new lead singer. Um, did I skip one?
I
No,
don't think so.
I got no. I don't. Okay, yeah, I am on number
You,
7.
you
Okay.
should be on number 7, right?
Oh yeah, yeah, I am. I no,
Yeah. Mm.
I got confused there for a second. Yeah, QR or QR4. They're definitely adjusting to a new lead singer. Um, but yeah, this one's fine. It sounds like a hair metal album to me. Um, it just like I said, there just aren't any songs that really. I think The Joker is probably the best song on the album for me. But other than that, it's fine. Um, but it's fun. It's good background music, but nothing really stands out that much. Like I said, Joker best song on the album, but I still enjoy it. So yeah,
Yeah.
it's QR4.
All right, nice. Okay, so we're on my number 7, right? Okay. I have another Twisted Sister, You Can't Stop Rock and Roll. It's a good album. I like it a lot. I mean, I think that The Kids Are Back. It's a really great song. I Am I Me is good. I mean, I think I like pretty much like the whole album. I mean, I think it's just like the ones I have I rank higher are going to be just I just like them better. But I think it's a decent song, but I think it just doesn't have the same. It doesn't reach the same highs as the other albums that I'm going to be talking about next. But I think it's a strong album. It's maybe not as good as the first one, which will be ranking higher, not as good as Stay Hungry, but it's definitely, I think it's a good album, and I think it has some really good songs. But I just think it just kind of like lacks, yeah, the same like replay value as the other ones, which I'll talk about next. So yeah, that's really all I have to say for this one. That's my number 7. Yeah.
Okay, my number 6 is going to be QR3, and um, I actually enjoyed this one a lot more on this latest listen than I had on previous listens.
Yeah.
This one really went up for me, and I really enjoyed The Wild and the Young. Um, let's see, um, yeah, The Wild and the Young, and what was the other? Main Attraction, Twilight Hotel, Rise and Fall. Yeah, this one's a pretty solid album for me. Um, yeah, I don't know why I didn't enjoy it like the first few times I listened to it, or that it just had in the background. Maybe I just didn't notice it as much. But I enjoyed this on this latest re-listen, and yeah, QR3 is definitely not as strong as the two that came before it, the two right before it, but it's still pretty decent.
Nice. Okay.
Mm.
All right, so my number 6 is going to be Quiet Riot 2, the second from the original band. Now, I know like you were commenting before that you said they kind of sounded more like a rock band, a 70s rock band, and that's what I recognize too. So for me, they sounded more like glam rock because Quiet Riot, they did a lot of covers from that band Slade on the first two 80s albums, which is good, but I think like this particular like album kind of sounds more like this, but maybe less than the first one, which is why I'm going to rank the first one like a little higher. This one has slick black Cadillac, but I probably like the second version, the version on Metal Health, a little better. It has a cover song, Afterglow of Your Love, original by the Small Faces, and that's like a rock song. And the rest of the songs, like Eye for an Eye, Trouble, Killer Girls, I think they're good, like glam rock songs. Now, the only thing with this, Randy Rhoads, I think like he doesn't like show off his potential like the way he does when he went with Ozzy Osbourne. I think his guitar solos are good, but I think he was holding back on these two albums, to be honest with you. But anyway, I'll talk. I'll talk more about that later. But that's my number six, quite right too.
Okay. All right. My number five, I actually don't have a physical copy of this one, and that's Under the Blade by Twisted Sister,
Yes.
from 1982. It's their debut album. They had actually been around for a long time before they actually recorded an album, is my understanding.
Yeah.
Um, but I like this one. I really love the title track, Under the Blade. Um, and the whole album just kind of rocks, and it's really raw sounding, but for some reason that works on this one for me. Um, it's definitely that kind of rawer, sleazier side of kind of the hair metal movement. Um, but yeah, I enjoy Under the Blade, and honestly, with a lot of these Twisted Sister albums, um, other than other than my other than one Twisted Sister album, I hadn't really done a deep dive into Twisted Sister before doing this. I had heard songs here and there and stuff. So Twisted Sister's still kind of new to me, as is some of the other Quiet Riot albums. But I'm definitely going to be listening to more of both of these bands going forward. So, um, but I love especially my top albums from both of these bands. But I think the other albums will grow on me over time,
Mhm.
especially Twisted Sister. But yeah, Under the Blade is a great album. It's my number five.
All right, cool. All right, so my number five is going to be Quiet Riot one, and I think I like this one a little better than the second one. I think you said it before. It's not a heavy metal album. It's just more of a rock album, hard rock, maybe. But it has that. I thought it has that glam rock sounds, which is what I like. It has a couple cover songs. Tin Soldier, the Small Faces cover, Glad All Over, Dave Clark Five cover. That's a pretty fun song. And it's just a really fun song. I think they have one single. It's not funny, but it's just one of those albums that it's just like it's just more like a nice 1970s glam rock album. It's kind of, Randy Rhoads. I don't know if he was starting out, but maybe he was kind of holding back his abilities, which is probably what he was doing. But I think it's just like a good fun album. It's kind of it's a nice length, 38 minutes, 12 songs, and it's just like a good rock album. So that's what I have for my number five. Yeah.
Right on. Yeah, I think that that kind of like you said, that glam rock
Yeah.
70s style is kind of what holds those albums back a little bit for me, because I feel like even when they covered some glam rock groups in the 80s, they definitely like made them more 80s style
Yeah.
when they did that. But yeah, it's fun that we have different takes on that. Um, the next one I have, number four, is Can't Stop Rock and Roll. I really like this one. Again, I don't have a physical copy of this one either. But the the title track, Can't Stop Rock and Roll, is great. And I wish I had the track listing in front of me. I didn't take as many notes this week. I've been busy at my new job, but um yeah, this was a fun album, really good rocking album. I think what lifts it over the debut for me is I just feel like they found themselves a little bit more on this album, and they
Yeah.
would continue to find themselves, because Stay Hungry still hasn't come up for me yet. But so the next album, I feel like they continue to find themselves. But I enjoy this one a lot. And yeah, Twisted Sister is just really rocking out, and they're I feel like they're a little bit more of the heavier side of the early 80s hair metal, glam metal movement, whatever you want to call it. A little more sleazy, a little heavier. And this is a great album. That's why it's on my Mount Rushmore, my top four for this grouping of albums. So, yeah, I'm going number four, "Can't Stop Rock and Roll" from 1983, Twisted Sister. So, yeah.
All right. Sounds good. So for my top four, I have three of my top four on vinyl, so I have them.
Ah,
Yeah, Condition Critical is going to be my number four. I think it's a good follow up. It's not as good as Mental Health, which obviously will be coming up soon. But I think it has some good songs. They did know the Slade cover, "Mama We're All Crazy Now." That's a fun song, but I think overall, it's a pretty solid album. Like "Sign of the Times," "Party All Night." That has a music video. That's a fun song. "Winners Take All." That's a power ballad. That one's really good. And the title track. That's maybe one of the best songs. "Condition Critical." Maybe one of their heavier songs. I like that one a lot. And then the album might take a little dip towards the end with "Scream and Shout," "Red Alert," "Bad Boy." They might be a little less memorable, but I think it has a strong front half. And I know like some people don't like this because it came out like quickly after Metal Health, and it might not be as good, but I think it's still a strong album. So that's why I have it at that's my number four. Yeah,
yeah. It's my number three. So,
cool.
yeah, I love this album. I mean, when we're talking my top three here, these are all in some of my favorite albums of all time. These top three. So, um, yeah, this is fantastic. "Sign of the Times" is um is a fun rocker. Uh, "Mama We're All Crazy Now," "Party All Night," "Stomp Your Hands and Clap Your Feet," "Winner Takes All," "Condition Critical" kicks off side two, "Scream and Shout." Um, yeah, the final three tracks get a little bit weaker for me, but the
Yeah,
first, I don't know, seven, I really love. So, this I've heard a lot of people call it Metal Health Part 2, and
yeah,
I totally agree with that. But for me, that's fine. I love the fact that it's Mental Health Part 2 because I love mental health.
yeah.
Um, so, yeah, I adore this album. I wish I had it on more formats. I'd love to have a copy on vinyl like you do, but yeah,
Yeah.
this is a really fun, really cool album, really hard rocking album. To me, it doesn't get enough credit, and I'm not I think it's just because, like I said, it has that reputation of being too similar to Metal Health, but to
Yeah.
me, I almost love it as like a double album to have Metal Health and Condition Critical together as like a double album. They are extremely similar to each other down to doing another Slade cover on this one. I forget which song it is, but one of these songs is a cover of a Slade song on this one.
Oh yeah, the "Mama We're All Crazy Now." Yeah,
Is
that's
it
Slade
Mama
cover.
We're All Crazy? Okay, yeah.
Yeah,
But
"Mama We're
anyway,
All
I
Crazy Now."
I love it. I absolutely love it. So, yeah, it's one of my top albums ever. I just love Condition Critical. So, yep, 1984, my number three, bronze medal.
Nice. Okay.
Uh,
Yeah. So my number three is going to be Twisted Sisters, "Under the Blade," and so this one I don't have on vinyl or CD, but it's a really great album. It's heavy, their first album, and I think between these two bands, I know Twisted Sister like a lot more. I have listened to Twisted Sister for many years. I grew up in New York, Long Island, so that's where I'm originally from. So, and they're from that same area. So I grew up like knowing, like I knew about these when I was younger, so I knew who they were. So for that reason, I know them, and I know that they like throughout the entire '70s. I think this band like formed in the early '70s, like 1973 or four. I mean, don't quote me on that, but if somebody knows, then can put it in the comments. But their first album, 1982, this has all the songs that they were playing live, like over the years. And it's more like heavier. It's more heavy metal. Great songs. Run for Your Life, Sin After Sin, Shoot 'Em Down, Destroyer. That's a heavy song. Under the Blade, Tear It Loose. I think it's just like this whole album is really good, and it's almost it's very like my top three are going to be really close. But I think this is one of their best albums, probably their heaviest, and it's almost like a borderline of glam metal and heavy metal. So that's what I like about it as well. They kind of went more in a glam direction as their albums start coming out more. But yeah, that's my number three.
Okay, my number two is gonna be "Stay Hungry" by Twisted Sister, and yeah, this one, of course, it's got the two big hits with "We're Not Gonna Take It" and "I Wanna Rock." I think were the two biggest hits, but
Yeah,
I absolutely love The Price. I like Burn in Hell. I like the title track Stay Hungry. Captain Howdy is great. Yeah, this whole album is great, and I have it on cassette tape. I also have I just got this pretty recently, and that's Stay Hungry on vinyl. But yeah,
nice.
yeah, and um man, yeah, this is pink vinyl. but
Oh,
um
nice.
but yeah, this is fun. This is an album that I is definitely the first Twisted Sister album I ever listened to all the way through, and for whatever reason, it hasn't been until much more recently that I've done a deeper dive, and I was able to find in the past few months or so that several Twisted Sister. I had this one for a while actually, but these other two Twisted Sister are on cassette, and I like to collect physical media whenever I can. But yeah, Stay Hungry is one of the all-time greatest albums, and Twisted Sister had a few music videos that, in my opinion, are some of the greatest music videos of all time, especially for songs off this album. And yeah, I absolutely love this thing. Yeah, Twisted Sister, Stay Hungry, one of the greatest albums of all time, in my opinion, and it gets my silver medal in this for Quiet Riot and Twisted Sister together. So, yep.
Okay. All right, cool. So I think our top two are going to be kind of like inverted, but my
Okay.
number two is quiet is Metal Health. I have this on vinyl as well. I found actually the two Quiet Riot albums on vinyl when I was out buying records one day, and I bought them both the same day. Great
Nice.
album. Come on, Feel the Noise, Metal Health. I remember these back in the '80s, watching them on MTV. But I think the rest of the album was still really good because a Slick Black Cadillac. There's a re-recording of that. That one's really great. Breathless. I forgot that was a single, but that's like a good power ballad. Battle Axe, that's a really good instrumental. Now it kind of sounds like something that Randy Rhoads would have played, but it's not him. It's actually Carlos Cavasso, or Cavasso, yeah.
Yeah.
And Thunderbird and Let's Get Crazy Thunderbird. I believe Thunderbird is a tribute to Randy, if I'm not mistaken. But solid album, and this was the first metal album to hit number one on the Billboard 100 for a good reason because probably like the first like accessible metal album that's it was easy to listen to. So yeah, so that's it. That's my number two. I'll let you go into your number one, which is probably the same.
Yeah. Yeah, it is. It's Metal Health by Quiet Riot. Yeah. And
Yeah.
I have it on
Oh, cool. You
cassette.
got the two formats. Well, you got three. You got two.
Three.
Oh, you got them
Yeah.
all. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. So, yeah, this really is again right up there with like I said, my top three are three of my favorite albums of all time. But you mentioned all the songs. I mean, Metal Health, Come On Feel the Noise, um, Don't Wanna Let You Go, Slick Black Cadillac. Oh my goodness, I love Love's a Bitch. Love's a Bitch is a
Yeah.
fantastic song. Um, I just named all the songs on side one, but side two is fantastic as well. Um, yeah, everything about this, from the album cover to the music videos to the songs, it it's all just some of my favorite stuff of all time. And um, this is one that I had way back in the day. This isn't my copy from back in the day, but I own this one on vinyl. Probably even when I was a little kid, I owned this one on vinyl. Um, they when they reformed, they contacted Randy Rhoads, um, a- and got his permission. But then Randy Rhoads actually died before the album came out. But
Yeah.
they got his permission to use the Quiet Riot name, as he was one of the original band members. He didn't
Oh,
he
that's
didn't rejoin Quiet Riot because at that point he was already with Ozzy Osbourne.
yeah.
Um, but um, yeah, this is a fantastic album in every way, and yeah, and they they did, like you said, dedicate a song to Randy Rhoads, and Um, one of my favorite albums of all time. What more can I say about it? Yeah, I love this thing. So, 1983 Metal Health. Um, it really just rocks. It has the right mixture of polish, um, and rawness, and just rocks out. And Kevin DuBro's voice works for this, especially just for this sound. But yeah, I love this album. Anyway, I'll let you get to your number one.
All right, cool. Yeah. So yeah, so Zoom is giving me the 2 minute warning. So
Okay, yeah,
I'll
I
go through.
was afraid we were running out of
Yeah,
time.
go through it, but I think we made it this time.
All right.
So obviously, stay hungry. Now the two songs, we're not gonna take it. I want to rock. I've heard them many times. I still like them. Still good songs, but it's my number one because the rest of the songs are solid, and I think it's like one of those like no skip albums. I would even say it could even be like a desert island album. I think I like every song on here. So Stay Hungry, Burn in Hell. I mean, some of these songs are heavier as well. The two-part track four with Captain Howdy and Street Justice really great. The Price, that one I'm surprised that one didn't chart higher. I know that was a single, but that was a power ballad. I'm surprised that one wasn't bigger, but that's a great song. And then the last three, Don't Let Me Down, The Beast, SMF, good heavy metal songs. So yeah, I'm gonna wrap this up because it says less than 1 minute. And Zoom, they're gonna cut me off in a minute. So everyone, thanks for watching. Subscribe to Dragonfire. I will link his channel to to this, so you can subscribe to him. We do these pretty much every weekend, and we've been doing a lot of these. So thanks for watching, and let me stop the recording. So how do I look at it? So